Welcome to the event. We're really happy that you're here. We're about to go live in just a few moments, but before we lift off, there's a few important things we want to make sure that you're aware of so you get the best possible experience out of this. First of all, the sound current is supremely important to us, the musical experience. So if possible, we really encourage you to use good speakers or headphones to experience the class with. Second, if you have any pre-existing injuries, please take care of yourself, modify as you need to. Don't risk exacerbating an injury because of a yoga exercise. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions and you're not quite sure if this would be good for you, please consult with your primary healthcare practitioner and make sure it's the right thing for you. Also, make yourself relatively comfortable. You can use a cushion, and in fact, we encourage you in our seated positions, meditation practices, to use a cushion. It helps lift the heart up, keep the spine straight, and it's more ideal for the flow of energy in the body and for the meditation experience. You can even be sitting in a chair with feet flat on the floor for those of you that are unable to sit in a meditative sitting posture on the floor. Just use a chair, and for many of the exercises, that will work perfectly fine. And then lastly, if you're having any problems with the video streaming, try refreshing the page, or if you see a gear icon on the video, adjust your resolution. If you're new to this type of thing, just take care of yourself. If there's something that you don't quite understand, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everything that needs to click will click after a few times of trying it out. Enjoy the experience. We're about to get started in just a moment. Hi everyone. But just before we started, I was just reading this poem of Guru Nanak. I say poem, it's not quite the right word, but the word that's used is podi, you could kind of translate as a stanza or a sutra, but it means a step. It's like a staircase. And there's 38 podis of this kind of epic, transcendent poem of Guru Nanak that we call Japji. And so this is stanza, or podi 36, where Nanak is describing what he calls the khands, or what sometimes is called the blue ethers. These are the heavenly realms, so to speak, because of course it was out of Nanak's transcendent mystical experience that Japji emerges. And after having that sort of whatever it is that he experienced, some sort of magical communion with the supreme reality itself, which of course is beyond any ability to even comprehend that, because when we're talking about a supreme reality or some sort of ultimate reality, we're talking about something that's transcendent of polarization and duality. It's beyond good and ideas of good and bad. It's beyond ideas of right and wrong. It's beyond ideas of female and male. And so this is why we have art, because we all have experience of the transcendent at some level. Even just any time we experience something as miraculous as a human birth, a baby being born. Oh my goodness, if you've ever been in the presence of a baby being born, it's total miracle work. It's incredible. And this is just one of many, many examples. But also, you hear soldiers who are at like D-Day or the Battle of the Bulge and all these like horrific World War II and World War I experiences, And on one hand, of course, it's described as totally horrific, but on the other hand, you'll hear it being described as somehow sublime. So these are the two polarities of life. And what of course our art does is helps us to connect to that which is beyond polarity. At least some art, at some level, this is I think, one of art's primary functions. We all experience that when we hear a song that moves us beyond any rationale into a sweet emotion, into some sort of, helps us metabolize our grief. You know, sometimes you like a real sad song because it helps you, because that's where you are, and it helps to metabolize grief. And when you metabolize grief, you've fallen deeper in love, because all emotions, energy in motion, endeavoring to become pure love. It's always a good thing to remember. It's functional, it's useful. So here, though, Nanak is describing the Kans, or the blue ethers, in this 36th stanza. And Nanak, for those who are not as familiar or familiar at all, was a sage of North India 550 years ago, and would always going bathing into the river every morning, early in the morning. That was part of his spiritual practice. Get up early, well before the sun rises, dip yourself into the cold water, come out and chant and vibrate the sound and connect with the supreme reality through your own sound current. And so one morning, Nanak never comes out of the river and disappears for 3 days, and then emerges later on. This is an idea, this kind of going into water in order to move through some sort of type of portal, in order to, again, enter into some sort of transcendental state. And whether that's mythological, because in mythology, underwater represents the under the consciousness, the super and subtle and subconscious minds. And that's why in myths where themes of water come up, and we're going like Jonah and the whale, it's going into the unconscious, into the subconscious. So in any case, it's not important to me whether it's these things, whether this is factually true or just mythologically true, because to me, mythological truth is at least as important as actual human events that have occurred. You know what I mean by that? Mythological truth. Because mythological truth stands the test of time. The wisdom that we can find in the world's mythology is absolutely relevant to our lives right now in post 2022 world. So the Kans, this is because of these stair steps of these podis. By the time you're getting to stanza 36, you're at the very end. So the whole thing builds on each other's, where all of kind of creation is being described. And it's said when a person dies, when a person passes away, that there's a whole process that happens. I describe this in great detail in Joy of the Infinite, where after a person passes away, there's many stages that take place, but one of the final stages is a soul can travel through these 5 blue ethers. But the higher the ether, the more subtle and transcendent it becomes. So we're not necessarily always going to be just to jump right into the heavenly realms, because we have more to learn, more to do, and so forth and so on. Okay, so here's the translation. And then we're going to move our bodies. We're going to use our breath. We're going to uplift ourselves. We're going to feel good. And this really helps, to me, give us a nice canvas to work with. Gives the mind and the heart some sort of bigger context to practice within. That will give us much more effect and benefit out of the practice when you first create the bigger context, something, a kind of a stronger magnetism to practice within. So Gyankand is the word he uses. The Gyankand is the realm of wisdom, is how it's translated. In the realm of wisdom, wisdom is found. There, beyond sound, the subtle vibratory frequency of creation creates and plays all the dramas. Interesting, isn't it? Sound, in terms of our experience in the human organism, sound is the most subtle of the 5 elements. With earth, the most dense you have is smell and fragrance is the correlation. With water, which is now still very heavy and substantive, but it's not just steady earth now. Now it's flowing water. And water has to do with, take saliva into your mouth. Taste. And then comes fire. Now it's not quite the same type of material, is it? Fire. Fire is transformative energy. And fire is related to sight, like light, photons, fire. The most subtle expression of fire is light, is tejas, is illumination, it's radiance. And then you come to air element. And air element, vayu, is related to tactile perception. Somebody touches your skin. And with this nice gentleness and love, this connects right to your nervous system. Your tactile perception, your skin is your access point to your nervous system. That's why when someone gives you a warm touch, and a loving touch or a hug, when it's really, no strings attached, genuine compassion and care and friendship and love and all the good things, there's no better medicine for the nervous system than that. But that's also when we put oil on our bodies, like an abhyanga, like we do in Ayurveda. This isn't just about making nice skin, it's about giving relaxation to the nervous system, giving vitality to our nervous system. These yogis knew what they were doing, and that's steeped in the culture, to where then it becomes part of the people's lifestyles. Make sure you're getting good oils on your body, and then get in a warm bath or shower and let it seep in. But don't wipe it all the way off. Leave a little bit on there, because that's going to help us. And it's not only going to help us in terms of our nervous system, our ability to live happy on the earth, but it's also going to be anti-aging and help us look beautiful and feel beautiful and age a little slower, which we all want. So these are wisdom things. So air is tactile perception. And then the most subtle of the 5 elements is sound. And sound comes from akasha, the ether element, akasha, which Yogananda described as it's that which exists between. Ether is a medium, he described it. Akasha is a medium through which life travels. And he said it also creates a veil that keeps us from seeing from this dimension of where we are to what he called the astral dimension, and he points out where we go after we die. So this is why mantra, sound current, music is so extraordinary, because it's the most subtle of the elements, in that way such a fantastic vehicle for connecting into more subtle, more heavenly realms of life. We all want heavenly realms of life. Let's not act like we don't want heavenly realms of life. We're not talking religious here. We're not contextualizing any of this religiously. We're exploring the human experience and discovering how it is we can experience real love and real happiness, and see if we can discover the majesty of what this whole mysterious thing is. Because it is indeed majestic, it is indeed sublime, and we all know that. So, Nanak is saying in the Gyankan, but this place he's describing, this, and we don't need to think of like you have to get in some spaceship to get there. It's because we're talking something that's even beyond, in a certain way, time and space. So just trying to take concepts away, or ideas away, or trying to put it in some sort of category of what it is. In the realm of wisdom, Gyan-kan, wisdom is found. And there, beyond sound, the subtle vibratory frequency of creation creates the plays and dramas. I love it. So the words that Nanak uses, Gyan-kan me Gyan parachan, and say, Titte nad benot goranand. Nad. Nad is the subtle sound vibrate. But it's beyond sound. But it's what travels in the sound when the sound is well connected. This is why musicians, that the really great ones, they're always in the pocket of the nad, of that deeper vibratory frequency that gives life to the feel of the rhythm, to the soul of the music. And so, but also when we're chanting and when we're using mantra, this is also what we're endeavoring to embody and to feel and to experience, is the deeper, more resonant part of our sound current. And we learn to use our body and vibrate our body like a sound chamber. And by doing that, it opens up the channels of prana and of consciousness and allows us to experience more and more of our intuitive psyche, more and more of our creativity, more and more of our direct access to blissfulness. And so, in the realm of effort, so now he's saying karam kand. Effort, karam is like karma. So in the realm of karma, essentially, the divine word becomes form. Saramkand, excuse me. Saramkand. He says, Saramkand ki bani roop. Roop becomes form, but becomes like a beautiful form. The context of that word is not just a form, but it's a beautiful form. That's important, isn't it? You see, the wisdom of all the great traditions of the world are encapsulated in their languaging. In their language, in all the great ancient traditions, the languages are conceptual. And they hold wisdom within their contexts and their concepts. So Rup is a beautiful form. In the realm of effort, the divine word becomes form. What is crafted there are creations of incomparable beauty. It's impossible to speak of these matters. Even if someone tries to speak afterwards, they only feel mournful that they couldn't. And Nanak says this again and again. And by the way, Nanak never got up and lectured in front of anyone. All of the teachings of Nanak were from his songs. And it was called Bani Rup. Bani. Bani is sound. The sound becomes form. When Nanak would be traveling with his closest disciple, Bhai Mardana, who is playing, what is he playing?
The Rabab.
Rabab. Bhai Mardana is playing the Rabab. And also Nanak would play the Rabab. I have a Rabab in my meditation room that I bought from a friend of ours. It's beautiful. I haven't learned to play it yet, but because of Bhai Mardana and Nanak, I've been inspired to. This is what I want to just, not for anyone else, just for me in my meditation room. I want to learn to play like Mardana was playing. I'm curious. Yeah. So anyways, Guru Nanak never lectured, but he would say, Mardana ji, awaken the Rabab. Bani is coming. The word is coming. This is a great master. Someone who has this very stabilized, wonderful connection to the supreme reality that is able to just flow through. Bani is coming, and it's going to be great. It's not an egotistical place of being. So that's why, but it's transcendent. It's impossible to speak. Try to talk about it. Try to describe your experience, and just like me, you kind of regret it. So even attempting to describe this stuff, it's like enough. Let's just do some yoga. We will in just a second. It's worth trying. What is crafted there? This is great, because now he's Sadam Khan in the realm of effort. The divine word becomes form, Bani Rup. What is crafted there are creations of incomparable beauty. It's impossible to speak of it. But then after saying you'll only regret your attempts to even try to talk about this. So then he says, what is crafted there are persons of purity, clarity, and grace, attuned to the divine with minds that know the difference between truth and falsehood. Persons of genuine understanding and wisdom. What is crafted there are the psyches of angels and masters. It's really beautiful. And so these are things that we ourselves, this isn't some just far out thing that's beyond us. These are spaces of life that we ourselves can be well attuned to. And that's what we do when we really enjoy something beautifully in an inspirational way, in some sort of a transcendent way. Do you know, like if you go to an amazing concert or an amazing theater, theater is, and you just see like some fabulous art, something that just moves you. And this is what we're tuning into, but we can also tune into that through our meditation practices. And through what we really should say is our practices of yoga, but what they are is there are niyamas, or what we could say they're devotions. They're not just practices like I need to practice something, it's work. This isn't work. This is the expression of devotion, but it might take work to get there. Sadamkand, in the realm of effort. So, when we have devotions in our life, and this is the first two limbs of the 8 limbs of Yoga Sutra, the Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali. The first 2 limbs are yamas, your disciplines, and then the second is niyamas, what I like to translate as devotions. Disciplines and devotions. Things to not do, things to do. Why have things to not do? Because you only have so much breath here. You only have so much life force here. We only have a certain amount of time here. And so we need disciplines to give us structure, to give our life boundaries, so that we make sure that by the time it comes for the end of our life, that we did what we came here to do. Not that that's some, and I'm not meaning that by accomplishment orientation, but that we had a life well lived, and that we're very present with our life, and we're able to be present enough with our life so that we have some deep sense of what it's all about. And that's why it's nice to have yamas. Meaning, what are the yamas for you? What are your non-negotiables, essentially? What are the non-negotiables that are going to help to concentrate the energy of your life? Because if I don't have a non-negotiable here, my energy is going to leak out in unhelpful ways. Each of us have our own. And these are good things to discover for ourselves. Patanjali gives his yamas, but I think it's really important to step back away and take the context and the concept and apply it to your life in a way that you feel is also important and applicable based on your wisdom and your knowledge. I think it's really important that as humans, we know we have intelligence and we have wisdom. A lot of the time, as humans, we're treated like we're dumb. We're not dumb. We have access to great energy, great bliss, great wisdom. And so, what is it that I need in my life right now where do I need boundaries? I'm not even talking necessarily with other people, but that could be true. But where do I need boundaries with my own habits? That I know if I put this boundary up, my life will improve. So for instance, you could say, put it to some sort of an exercise regimen. And this is what I do each week, and that's a non-negotiable. Of course, you injure yourself, it has flexibility, but I know that in order to live my life in a way I want to live it, I need to be working out. I need to be making sure I'm taking care of my body. And maybe yoga is not doing it, just yoga and meditation itself. You might need to get out there and get that cardio going, and maybe even some other stuff. Who knows? And this is outside the area of my expertise. But that's all I'm saying is, just as an example, what are the non-negotiables? Now, that's the more kind of Saturnian side of it. Yama is the god of death. So then you can go more now to a more Jupiter part of it, which is the niyamas, the more now expanding yourself. But why do the yamas come first? Because if you don't have good discipline in life, then our prana is not going to be well concentrated, and there's not going to be much of a possibility that we're going to have a lot of success with niyamas, with being able to consistently and devotionally direct our energy in a particular fashion over consistent periods of time, which is what a sadhana is all about. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to direct my prana in a way so that I can experience deeper and deeper levels of fulfillment. This is coming, and I can't experience, and yoga tells us my experience is the same, that I can't experience deep levels of fulfillment unless I have sufficient devotion that has been generated. I have, and again, I always like to point out, need not be religious, but we're talking about the energy of love that is then well directed towards some point of devotion. And some people may have past where they have some sort of personified, object of your devotion. And maybe you love Lord Krishna, maybe you love Lord Jesus. It doesn't matter. But also, maybe that's not you at all. Maybe you don't have any of that, and maybe you just love life, and you have devotional energy to the great mystery of it all. And it's like, wow. I think often is the case that sometimes it's nice to have a Krishna because it's so hard to relate to the formlessness, to the vastness. But also we don't have to relate to formlessness, because you can go on a hike and experience the beauty of nature, and then you're experiencing supreme reality through the energy of that life. And you're experiencing the mystery and the transcendent and the wonder. And that can provoke great devotion and love, because we're all subjected to that. All of us are subjected, and all of us are humbled before Mother Nature, because one day Mother Nature is going to take all of our bodies back into her. And then and so then we will experience what we are without the physical sheath. And so that's very humbling, and that will put you into a state of devotion. When we recognize that, we are in a field of energy that is powerfully awesome, and there's only so much we can control. So when you release that feeling and that need to feel like you can control, which ultimately we cannot, then there's a relationship of a devotion that starts to occur. Because simultaneously we can feel, and we will feel via our experience, that we're being taken care of. That there's the fabric of this thing is a field of love energy. I think this is the closest we get to it when using our normal language, is just love. So this is the canvas in which I want to practice from, is to not only can we move our bodies, feel good in our bodies, but can we kind of work to synchronize our mind and our energy system with the more subtle and magnificent wavelengths of life, by bringing our mind into its meditative space so our nervous system can get relief from the restless thinking. And that we can kind of, even just for a few moments by the end of the evening, dwell in the loveliness of your energy presence, of your meditative presence. But it's not me as in my individual, it's me connecting in to the infinite web. So that's why it's so cool to do this together. It purifies my sense of individuality. It doesn't necessarily, hopefully, if it's not strengthening my sense of wow, look how fantastic and awesome I am. That's true. Amazing. But it's true from the sense that each of us are generated from that same amazingness. And my amazing in no way it overpowers or is under any other amazing. And so if we can use the practice and the exercises to kind of get into that field of life, where then we'll be nurtured. And we can even experience a deep blissfulness. We can even experience a deeper sense of fulfillment in the moment, visceral. It fills up all of your sensory sensitivities and gives us an extra sensory type of experience, to where we're somehow all of a sudden feeling less bound by those 5 elements of sound, of touch, of sight, physical sight, of taste, and of fragrance. And so kind of plugging into that source of your electricity every so often, on some sort of a consistent basis, is a type of niyama. You use the discipline, the kriyas, the good work ethic, the good technique, all of that is yamas. But then the enjoyment of it and the experience of it, just dwelling in it, forgetting all the rules and everything else, and just allowing yourself to be taken care of, allow yourself to just kind of plug in direct to the majestic, to the sublime, to that from which we come and are born from, out of that vast space. So take your hands into the prayer pose, and we'll use the breath to inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And like this, using your sound current like a resonating chamber. And do that again, just like. So see if you can have a gentle lift of your pelvic floor. And when you go, the navel comes up and in. And then your chest is held out and the upper body is relaxed. But the navel, it comes in on the beginning of the sound. And then is gently maintained. It's gently engaged, giving the sound a solid foundation from which to resonate. But the heart center, upper body, is relaxed. Shoulder blades are released. And then when you're chanting Ong is one of the mantras where the tongue just floats in the center of the mouth. This whole body, mind, beard, everything is an instrument. Ears, tongue, pituitary, upper palate, navel. So the navel is in, the heart is resonating, the tongue is resting in the center of the mouth, vibrating, and the skull, and particularly the frontal lobe, is vibrating. This is why Nanak, the first thing he utters after emerging is ik onkar. And this sound, which you find all over the world, is this subtle vibratory sound that kind of dwells or vibrates at the nucleus of the creation. So it's a You're using it to kind of vibrate your mind and body into a place of greater equanimity. Namo. Now it's bringing you into the space of niyama, the space of devotion. Namo. It's a heart. It's a longing. Namo. Guru. Tongue then strikes the upper mouth. Guru, and lips vibrate. Lips don't touch. The vibration, the sound vibration vibrates the lips between them. Guru. Guru. Navel comes in. Navel comes in. Tip of the tongue strikes your upper palate. Guru. Guru. Gurudev. Dev is an elevated, uplifted energy, a lifting of the prana, a lifting of the spirit. But also in a certain way, it's like an asking of upliftment. It's harmonizing with upliftment. Gurudev. Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Fantastic. Okay, and come on the hands and knees. And then we're going to start inhaling, head is up, exhaling, head is down. These type of rituals, they don't have to be made a big deal. It's in a certain way practical mysticism, in the sense that you're using it to align your mind and align your body. To bypass the thinking, to give the nervous system good energy, to help the glandular system balance and secrete so the endocrines are healthy. And this gives us the happy molecules, the happy emotions, but also gives us the wisdom to deal with the difficult emotions. Cat and cow, make sure though that you have a good lift of your root lock as you inhale and not overextending on the inhale. If you have a good lift of your pelvic floor as you're inhaling, that'll keep you from overextending on the inhale. And then when you're exhaling, the pelvis is tucking under and it's also massaging your sensitive digestive organs. Oh, it works the best though if you can breathe with great depth. I much rather see great depth of breath and rhythm than quick speed. So it's inhaling and the head is up, and it's exhaling, but put your breath into the body and really respirate. Oxygenate the blood. And then you might feel also that you can move your prana, your life force. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Come sitting up on the heels. And chest lifted. Then lifting through your chest and exhaling back. So it's sit, na, sit, na, sit, na, sit, na, sit, and keep going. Inhale. And exhale. Hands to your shoulders. Pelvic floor lifted. You might take your knees apart a touch, or if it helps to give you wider base. Pelvic floor lifted. Inhale left. Exhale right. center. Suspend the breath. Lift Rudla. And relax, exhale. Come easy pose. Inhale, shoulders up. Squeeze out some tensions. Exhale. Okay, so I want you to work with the breath of fire like this. It'll be an inhale. Then so it may take a little practice or a little moments to get the rhythm of this, because what I want you to put some attention on is equalization of your inhale and exhale. And because it's a little bit of a fast rhythm, it takes some real concentration to hit that. But then once you hit it for a little bit, you'll get into a groove, and it won't require your mind's willpower of concentration. It'll open you up and help you get into this nice groove and this nice flow state. This is the idea. So the breath will be see, you can keep your face kind of relaxed as you do it with practice. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, and then inhale deeply. Heart lifted out, and your navel will help move the prana up into the heart center. If you're newer to this, it takes practice. Don't worry, you'll get it, and you'll see. It'll be like, ah, yeah. Just do your best. Try it out. It's lovingly circulating your prana. Some people do these pranayams so aggressively. I used to be like that. But over time you learn it's actually, I think, spoken like a Capricorn, more effective to bring a relaxed and loving space to your psychological disposition, as opposed to a strong exertion of the will, is creating substantive rhythm and into the open heart space, into the expansive space, equalization of the prana. Now inhale, suspend the breath, release the shoulder blades, lift the Mula Bandha. Exhale. Fantastic. Okay, check it out. One more time like this. I want you to put extra effort in this case, or extra attention. Once you establish your breath, if not from the get-go, at least once you establish your breath, lift of the pelvic floor, gentle lift of the pelvic floor, and then you sustain that as you're continuing. We're creating solid foundation. Then you can really work with your prana. When you can work well with your life force energy, that gives you the ability to work with your mind's energy. And therefore I can feel and experience the power of some sort of difficult thought or emotion. And I can feel it. I don't have to shove it. I don't have to numb myself. I don't have to stuff it. And I'm able to feel it without it causing negative effect on me. And so this is one example of when you have good ability to work with life force, it gives you more capacity to deal with your emotional, mental patterns. Okay? Inhale deep. Now, lift through the pelvic floor as you continue. Third eye goes the gaze. And for 25 seconds, enjoy it. Inhale. Suspend the breath. Equilibrium. Through the nose, exhale. Come onto your backs. The Kriya for physical and mental vitality. You're going to have strong legs and strong core. Hands are by the sides, palms facing down. And if any way it strains your lower back, hands under your butt. Okay? You're going to bring your legs up about 12 inches. Head stays on the ground, and you're going to crisscross the legs. Yep, like this. And bring the legs up. In order to do it, that core, you're going to have to really lift through your core, and you begin to breathe with it in the way that feels good, but it's a crisscross of the legs. Your feet could be pointed or they could be flexed. Whatever gives you more engagement of the legs. But just about 12 inches. Very difficult. It'll take some work. If you do it to where you can, when you need to rest, and then if you're able to, come back into it. It's left over right, right over left movement. Really challenging, but it doesn't last too long. Deep at the core, engagement of the legs. Inhale deep. Legs strong, engaged. Lift up through the root lock. Draw your navel in deep and relax. If it feels good to hug your knees into the chest, you can do that. These first two exercises very difficult, but just do your best. Don't ever risk injuring yourself in this type of thing. So just feel into your own body, know what you can do, and work from there. And this is how we develop ourselves. It's not about doing it the whole time or not. It's just stay compassionate. And sometimes compassion means maybe work a little harder. And sometimes compassion means you need to lay off. And you're the one. And that's the master of your domain. Okay, guess what? Same exercise. You bring the legs up 12 inches and then you crisscross. Go your own speed. Sometimes it can be slower. But do what works for you. You might want to... Megan has her feet pointed, but you could also flex the feet. See what works better for you. Right over left and then left over right. Use the breath. To be long, powerful, and deep, the breath. Almost there. 20 seconds. Strong, lift your core very deeply, and relax. Bravo. That's the toughest part of the Kriya. But what it does is it prepares the energy for the following exercises. These first 3 exercises, helping to work and open the pelvic bowl, build the vitality at the level of your nervous system and the physical body. It moves the Kundalini energy, so it's said, from the lower 3 chakras in exercises 1 and 2. And in this next exercise, well, this next one is considered number 2 because we've done number 1 twice. Number 2, I love, you bring your knees up and it's like a push-pull piston motion. Hands are palms facing down by the body, all the way on the floor. And it's like not a bicycle, but a push-pull. Nam. It's not fast though, it's deep and slow. Nam, sut, nam, sut, nam, sut, nam, sut, nam, sut, nam, sut. And breathe like you breathe into your navel point. Now, if it strains the low back, hands under the butt, of course. But a rhythm of the breath. knees to your chest. Rock and roll, come up to easy pose. Okay, you're going to interlock your hands, palms facing up. Interlock your fingers. Stretch up, release your shoulder blades down the back, stretch up. And you're going to inhale very deeply. And in this exercise, you're moving the prana up from the pelvic energy of the first three chakras into your heart chakra, heart center. Feel all the worries of your day and of your life right now dropping away. Feel all your worries dropping away. Continue. See if you can feel like you're rising above the clouds and your entire body is filled with a light energy, illuminative energy, a type of radiance, the radiance of prana and the breath. Third eye gaze. Feel all of the cells being energized with the prana, getting the blissfulness of the oxygenation of all the blood and the blood carrying it into all the cells, all the tissues and the organs, getting revitalization, vibrating, rhythm. Stand up. Exhale. Wow, amazing. It's very hard though, this Kriya, no? Like for me, exercise like that one always challenging. Not because, yes, kind of physically challenging, but there's a mental pressure that comes in any Kriya. That's part of the way it works. It puts you under a mental pressure. so that you can respond and you can learn how to respond to healthy stress. Okay, next exercise I love. This is the last one. This one is then helping the prana lift. Starts in the first two exercises. Remember the legs. Oh my gosh. And first three chakras. You work your navel like that. It doesn't matter what Mars is in your chart. It's going to be much better. And then you're going to come here and then helping to circulate. We always talk about circulating prana. This is a very good kriya for circulating prana. Takes a little bit of time though. Have to get through some uncomfortable moments to get to the end of that exercise. But it also has a bliss to it. The more you do it, the more blissful they become. Okay? Then this last one, right hand on your left shoulder blade, left hand on your right shoulder blade. And that presses your chest out. Yeah, just like Megan's doing, it's a much better example. But we all do the best we can. But the reason why she's able to do that is she has a lift of her core, I guarantee it. Don't even have to ask her. It's a lifting of the core which allows her to extend out through her sternum. And that the chin is in. And you just do the best you can. You kind of move in that direction, knowing it's an opening of the heart center and the tucking of the chin to then move the prana into the thyroid, throat chakra, pituitary, 6th chakra, pineal, 7th chakra. Inhale. And exercise, then we really relax, so see what you can give to it. If you can you're gonna hit peaks and you're gonna hit valleys within the one exercise. Do your best. Endeavor to stay the course. Lift up through the pelvic floor, perineum. Move the navel. Soften your heart. Draw the optic gaze, third eye point. Feel your magnetic energy, your auric energy. Feel the crown. Feel the energization of the subtle system. guys keep going. Don't inhale.
Retain the breath, hold the posture.
Keep going.
Close the eyes down, focus the gaze in between the two eyes.
Some other teacher tried to interject, but that's we're not there yet. Almost though, only 25 seconds. Suspend the breath. Lift the Mula Bandha. Hold the posture. Exhale. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Lift the Mula Bandha, rectum, sex organ, navel. Now, hold the posture, exhale, and push all the breath out, and then apply Mula Bandha. Lift through the pelvic floor, and then navel up and in, third eye gaze. Inhale deeply. Push all your breath out fully. Push it out, keep it out. Lift the Mula Bandha, rectum, sex organ, navel, and diaphragm. Inhale. Oh, relax. Amazing. And relax all the way down onto your backs. Allow your body to really just melt in a kind of feeling of surrendering to the nurturing energy of Mother Nature, of life, of just allowing your body, our bodies comes out of nature. It's the intelligence of nature. And just allowing ourselves to fully surrender, relax. And allow the mind to relax and allow the mind to be in greater just space. Not needing anything to be any way particular. Instead, allowing ourselves to be good, kind of vessels to be nurtured, to be taken care of. exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And move your fingers and toes and rotate the wrists, ankles. And rub the palms, make some heat. And cat stretch. Come on up, please. This is called Thunderbolt of Shiva. And your hands are going to be like so. Right hand on top of the left. They come into a single point, like this. To this one. You see all the fingers together. And then to a single point with the thumbs stretched out. This creates the trident, the Tirshila. Thumbs stretched out. Then upper arms again and elbows against your rib cage. The heart must be held high and shoulder blades dropped. And then you find a beautiful space there. It's strong and relaxed. And so what happens is you inhale deeply and you suspend the breath and you bring your mind into a relaxed space with your breath suspended in, and you mentally vibrate the mantra Had Had Wahe Guru. Just mentally vibrating, chanting along with her. Had is the Had mantra of Shiva. Wahe Guru, mantra of blissfulness. Something wonderful happens, Wahe Guru. Something horrible happens, Wahe Guru. It takes us into the transcendent. You ride it like a sound current, like a vehicle. And then when you need to exhale, you exhale, and you exhale all the breath out. And with the breath held out, you draw your navel in, and you lift your mulaband a little bit, pelvic floor lifts. Then you inhale deep. You draw your navel in with the breath suspended. You mentally chant the mantra. And when you exhale, you visualize a thunderbolt, like a blue-white electricity. As you exhale, projects from your fingertips into empty space, infinite space. And then with the breath held out, keep the navel drawn, bring the navel back drawn in, lift through the pelvic floor. Keep meditating the best as you can on the mantra. Then you inhale, suspend the breath in, endeavor to relax your upper body, relax your mind, draw the navel in, vibrate the mantra. As you vibrate the mantra, visualize electricity circulating around the hands, but pranic electricity. And when you exhale in thunderbolt from the fingertips into infinite space is your visualization. Then the breath is held out, navel is in. And when you need to inhale, you continue the process, keep going in that type of a way. It's a deeply purifying meditation. Develops tremendous magnetic energy. Meditate on the mantra. If there's nothing else, if you can't do the visualization, do the breath and the mantra, but try to bring it all together. Eyes just closed.
Hare Vaheguru, Hare 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 Hare
Keep your concentration.
Hare Hare Vaheguru,
Meditate on the mantra. Vibrate along with it, with your mind.
Hare Vaheguru, Hare Hare
It's really beautiful yogi training.
Hare Hare Vaheguru,
See if you can blend your mind with the mantra.
Vaheguru, Hare Hare 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 Vaheguru,
The fire of blue and white, like the base of the flame, is the color. This meditation may make you sweat. Blend your mind with the mantra. 3 more minutes. the mantra. Final 30 seconds, concentrate. Exhale the breath, then inhale deeply. Suspend the breath, shunya, 0 point, just empty spaciousness. Hold the posture, exhale. Inhale please very deeply. Suspension of the breath. Exhale. Final time. Suspension, neutralization, spaciousness, expansiveness. Exhale. And now take the prayer pose.
May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure love
Satnam. Thank you, everybody. Good job. Nice work. Thunderbolt of Shiva Kriya called Tershala Kriya. It's a great one. And it's very, very powerful for working with those real deeper subconscious patterns that we have. And that's what Shiva energy is really all about. That's what the thunderbolt represents, purifying through that which is obstructing pure consciousness. And so what is obstructing it is all of all the stuff that's kind of veils our experience of a real happy and a real bliss. So it's a great kriya, and one that sometime you can use. They recommend do it in a cool room if possible, in the evening or the morning, not in the middle of the day, because it does heat you up quite a bit. And if you're a pitta type person, make sure then to take some rose tea, something like that. You don't have to, but that type of stuff would certainly just enhance the whole experience, because it's not just cooling it down, but roses, sattva roses, doing the same thing. You could also use something like Brahmi, is a fantastic herb which does both the job of helping the blood, helping the liver, but opening the pranic channels and increasing the flow of sattvic energy through the mind and the body. These are just herbs you can take in a capsule. Fantastic. Have a great night, everyone. I'm going to head over to Zoom and for just a few minutes tonight, and we'll say hi and maybe look at some astrology for a couple minutes, and then we'll say good night. Yes?
The immersion open today.
Immersion open today.
73% sold.
It's already 73. The in-person immersion is already 73% sold out. He just let me know. So if you're planning on coming, don't procrastinate is I think the thing there. That's going to be amazing. June something through something this year. Early part of June. It ends on the 12th, I believe, and it starts on the Wednesday before that. And it's like nothing else. But we're going to be also, there's going to be the virtual version of it. And so if you can't be there in person, you'll be able to do the virtual. But coming in person is a special thing as well. Okay, love y'all. Have a great night. If you're not on Zoom and you want to come hang out, come join us. See you soon. Monday is the 40th day, and Monday, my class at 5:30 p.m. is the 40th day, the 40-day challenge final celebration class, and we will do the kriyas on Monday evening and seal our 40-day journey, those who did it. But if you haven't been doing it, no big deal. Come and do it anyways. It'll be a prosperous, fantastic evening. And that's all. See you soon. Satnam.
But you're wired somehow. Like you have a certain way of existing that is absolutely natural and skillful for you. It's you're talented in that way. It's how your heart expresses itself. It's how you get inside of love, and how love expresses itself uniquely through you.
If you have a mind, you have a mission.
If you have a mind,
You have a mission.
If you have a mind,
You have a mission.